Yo. All right. So I had already recorded one video and I was doing it on kind of advanced theory stuff. And I was like, this is just stupid. I don't know why I'm even doing this. So I'm going to start over and start with the simple shit. Where are you at? There you are. Theory, yo. Okay. Why are we doing theory? Well, because one, it's fucking important. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but I think it's pretty fucking important. So why did I want to talk about theory? Okay, actually, first thing, I'm starting a Patreon page, and I think I'm gonna try a special guest and stuff too. Kind of, sort of. We're gonna talk about life, therapy. Maybe talk about how much I hate myself, or don't hate myself certain days. Who knows? I don't even know what the fuck I'm gonna talk about, but I'm just gonna try to make it real interesting. But we'll still learn about music too. And if it's Patreon page and you guys give me monies, not a lot, just a little, I'll put a lot more effort into these, and they'll probably be a lot more worth your time, and they'll be entertaining. I promise. I'll figure out a way. So you should definitely subscribe when I put it up. I'll put up links. You'll enjoy it. Okay. Anyways, theory, yo. Theory. So I was watching a Flux Pavilion masterclass video, and by the way, you should watch that. It's a really, really good video. I was super impressed by it. I watched it the other day. It's only 30 minutes. I think Point Blank did it, and he goes over his track Emotional, which is a really catchy song. I have not heard it. I guess I'm living under a rock, but anyways, he made a valid point about how I don't know, he didn't give a date, but so many years ago, I guess is kind of said how he got his sound. He was studying kind of orchestral composition, and he was like, rather than like beef up my sound design, he's like, I really just worked on my composition as far as chords progressions go and the way I layer my chords. And he was like, because my sounds, like, if you listen to them, like, they're shit. I watch other people's tutorials how they make my sounds, and like, he's like, dude, it does not take me that long. Like, most of my sounds are just fucking saw waves, and I just layer them. So I have music theory, quite a decent amount, and I'm learning a lot more, and I'm getting farther into it. Like, I'd say I'm semi-advanced ish, but I want to start off with the simple stuff because and I can keep doing more if you guys like them, but for now I want to kind of just go over the basics. If you like know nothing about theory and scales at all, even in major and or minor, we're just going to do major scales today. We're going to do triads and sevenths, and I'm going to touch on the other more advanced topic I was talking about in the other video, which probably would go over everyone's head, so that's why I just scrapped it and started over. But basically what I did was I took a really simple chord progression. I mean, the first two bars are just 3 chords. The next 2 bars are 4 chords, and it's actually a chord. I just lowered the bass note. That the low note is to make it a bass note, but they're just triads. And then later I did do sevenths, so we'll kind of show those. But just to give a listen, we'll play it through as like the piano, and then we'll play it through as a synth, and you can kind of hear it can get pretty rich if you use this stuff correctly. So here's the piano. And now let's just, hear it as a synth. I kind of like hearing it as saw waves. It's kind of fun. So okay, so where to begin? If you don't know what the layout of a major scale is, we're gonna go over that right now with this that I just made in like a minute. Actually, like 3, because I did do a lot of spaces. So there's 2 different types of chords. There's triads, which are 3 notes, And then there's like the Big Daddy version, which are sevenths, which mainly a lot more jazz oriented, richer sounds, because you're gonna have there's your C triad. Then you're gonna have your C major triad, and then your C major seventh. Oh, that sounds like shit. There you go. It's a little richer. There's a triad again. So, what is the scale made up of in the triads? Because you'll probably work with those first, because sevenths are a little more daunting. Your first note in your scale, no matter what key you're in, doesn't matter. It's all the same across the board. It's gonna, well, I guess if you want to know how to make a scale too, depending where you're starting from, I'll type this out for you. It's, what is it? Whole step, or is it whole step? Yeah, whole step. What is a whole step? That is 2 semitones, so 2 steps up, like chromatically, which means, just using too much terminology. Basically, if you're on the key, I'm just gonna open up this keyboard and show you. So if I'm right here, that's 1, that's 2. So that's a whole step. So basically, yeah, if I'm on C, whole step to D, whole step to E, this is a half step because we're only going 1 note. So that, now you get that. So any scale, major scale, is made up of that. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step. I don't know what, half step, right? Pretty sure. Let's check. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step. Yeah, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. That's it. You can start on any key now, anywhere. You can, like, we can start on F sharp. We'll start right here, or yeah, F sharp or G flat. So whole step, half step, whole step, half step. And then you have that scale. So you can make any scale now, basically. And son of a bitch. Nope, not there. I want to go here. All right. So we can start anywhere. And what was I talking about? Son of a bitch. Lost track from having to move around. Oh yeah, okay, so we're talking about scales. So let's go back to that. So what are our triads made up of? Our triads, there's a 1 major, which is basically, what is it? Okay, I forgot, I should probably tell you this too. What is a major made up of? A major triad is going to be a first, man, I wish I had a keyboard you could see better with, but this is what we're gonna have to work with. C, E, yeah, all right, sorry, it's just weird when I'm not playing it. So that is a major triad, which basically is always consists of a first, a major third, and a perfect fifth. That is going to be a major. So what is a major third? Basically, a major third is always going to be 4 half steps. 1, 2, 3, and then your fourth. And then 1, 2, 3. To get, well, okay, it's actually 7 half steps from the root to get to the fifth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's pretty much across the board. Anytime you make a major triad, that is what it's going to consist of. And then we're going to go down to the second note in the scale. Man, we're just going to do triads today. This is going to take a lot longer than I thought, so I'm not going to get into sevenths because, yeah, it's a lot of information. So what is the second triad? It's going to be a minor. So what does a minor consist of? A minor is made up of a first, a minor third, not a major third. A minor third is 3 half steps. So boom, we're going to shift this down one. So 1, 2, 3. I should probably mute all these and then we can play them. That's a good idea. Let's do that. Okay. Let's play our major first. That's beautiful, right? It's fucking gorgeous. All right. What is our minor? Look at that. A little more dissonant, a little less happy. So that's your minor. And then let's go to, okay, so your first is a major, your second is a minor, your third in the scale is always going to be, again, a minor. Your fourth is a major. We already went over what a major was. Let's do this. Let's make the scale. for fun. Let's do this. All right, we got our major. That's our minor. Sorry, minor. It's weird. I should try to do this without playing it. So you got your C major, D minor, E minor, made up in thirds. I wonder if these will all fit. E minor, so C major, D minor, E minor. And then we go to the fourth note in the scale, which is going to be the F. And F is major. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 semitones to get to the third because it's a major third. And the fifth, again, stays the same. The fifth is always a perfect fifth or a fifth. They just call it perfect fifth. I don't know. Because when you get into the other chord types, like you'll have a diminished fifth and an augmented fifth for different chord types. So, but basically it's a standard fifth. So it's 7 semitones, 7 semitones, 7 semitones, 7 semitones, or 7 half steps. So we got C minor, D minor, E minor, F major, and now the fifth again is a major. So, and again, we're only on white keys, and the key is C major. You don't have to worry about the black keys. You're good. It should make it a little bit easier to understand if you learn on the white keys. Once you get to the black keys, it gets a little trickier visually with your eyes. But so C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major. Son of a bitch. Okay. Now we'll go to the sixth, which we're going back to minor because the sixth is a minor. So 1, 2, 3 half steps, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get your fifth again, and then on to B, which is the last one. And B is actually, when it's a triad, it's going to be diminished, which means you're going to have a different type of fifth this time. You get to learn a new term. So you got a B, you got 1, 2, 3 to the D, and then a 1, 2, 3 to the 5. So you have a root, minor third, and a diminished fifth. Fifths are either diminished or augmented, which means it'd be sharped 1 from where it should be. But in as far as triads go, in the scale, you're not going to have an augmented. There is an augmented triad though. There's which is a root. I'll make it for you. A root, a major third, and then an augmented fifth. So it would be up here, right? Yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8. Okay, so it'd be 8 half steps. But we're not doing that. We're making it diminished. So let's listen to the scale. Sweet. And then you go back to, we'll go back to C. Oh man, these all fit like perfect if I go back for fun. That's great. Well, and then it doubles, but whatever. C. Boom. Beautiful. Okay, so we just learned about our triad major scale and what it's made up of. A whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. I'll say what the sevenths are. I can save that for another day because again, this will take a bit longer. But sevenths are made up, the scale is the same but different. It's because the seventh is added on to the chord, it changes it a bit because like the 7 in a triad is actually diminished, where the seventh on a 7 and like the seventh chords is actually minor 7 flat 5. So you have a 1 major 7, 2 minor 7, 3 minor 7, 4 major 7. You have a 5 dominant 7, which is a different chord type that does not exist in triads. 6 minor 7. I mean, none of these technically exist in triads because they're sevenths, but and then the seventh, you have a 7 minor 7 flat 5, which again does not exist in triads because you don't have the seventh to make it. So, but that's a different topic. So we'll go back. When you basically, now that you understand how to make a scale and you know how to structure each chord because of this video, You probably should take notes and rewatch it if you don't remember what the actual how to make the chord. But remember that what I told you through it. Like a major is a root, which is the first note, a major third, and then a perfect fifth, etc. So you can use those and that information, and you can transpose it to any key on the keyboard and start anywhere, and you can start using those chords in writing stuff like this. Again, mine gets a little advanced later because I go into like advanced topics and I start using melodic tensions, and I'm actually using sevenths and melodic tensions in order to rewrite the chords, because we started on A minor on this one, but this is still supposed to be an A minor, but it's actually, I mean, it could be another chord too, but it's basically an A minor 7, but then I started using melodic tensions from the A minor 7 in order to get this to sound different. More advanced stuff that's way past even learning what seventh chords are, but if you want to hear the difference, and you hear that chord, and then it's much more dissonant and colorful, more jazzy. So I guess that's it for this video. Again, I've never really taught theory stuff, and I kind of winged this. I needed to get a video done, and I wanted to kind of do a shout out from a Patreon page, which again I'll work on setting up. You're gonna wanna subscribe. I promise I'll make it worth my time. And if you don't, you're gonna regret it. I swear you are gonna regret it. If you have any questions, I'm sure there would be questions for this video. It's kind of theories. I think something that a lot of people want to learn. I've gone online and read stuff that people have written on blogs and websites, and a lot of the information is really shitty and even incorrect a lot too, which kind of annoys me that people are writing and putting up theory information and don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But trust me, be wary about what you read on the internet. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this. Till next time, try this out. Look up common chord progressions, last note. I mean, if you look at most pop songs and stuff, it's all the same chord progressions. It's just how they're modifying them to make them more interesting. I mean, I looked up a Lana Del Rey song and I just wanted to see and it was the same 3 chords the entire song, even the verse and chorus. There was no variation. I was looking at a Beck song. Beck is a little bit more musical, but still extremely simple chord progressions, slight variations in the bridges and in the chorus, some, throws in some major throws in some seventh chords and some sus chords. But for the most part, it's extremely simple stuff. It's just how he's using his instruments and things like that change it. So I keep saying this. Hope this helps. Leave a comment, and I'll talk to you next time.